Hello, my name is Marquita Mullins, and today I will be discussing with you on what to expect when moving your family from the United States to Japan. During this process, my husband was in Afghanistan, and I had had another child. So while I was here in the States, I had to get our three daughters their birth certificates together. They had to get physicals, and they had to get any other identification showing who they were to give to the base that we were located at so they could start the process of their passports. During the physicals, two of my daughters were able to get the complete physical done. The other one wasn't due to the fact she was just a couple of months old. So they told me she was still able to go with us with being under their age time frame. And for myself, I was able to get a lot done, but when we started the process, I was still currently pregnant with her, so some of the exams I couldn't do, like the dental exam. But we're going to fast forward past that. We done got all the paperwork turned into the Air Force Base in New Mexico. They done did the process. They done turned our paperwork in for our passports. So now it's taking them 2 to 4 weeks to get all that done for passports to come back. And in that time frame, I also have to get our family ready to move, which now the movers have come to our home and told us that we only allotted 15,000 pounds as our necessities to take with us over there, which you think necessarily is easy breezy. It's not. You have to pick and choose what you want to have at that moment in time and what you want to go to storage. For my daughters, it was a little bit harder because they wanted to bring everything, of course, being children. For myself, it was a little bit more easier. So during this time, I'm trying to get everything set up, again, all my own, with just my children, just having a baby. It seemed a little difficult, but I had plenty of family support, and then the husband was also on his way home from Afghanistan. Once he got home from Afghanistan, we were also allowed the opportunity to come to Arkansas from New Mexico to visit with family for about 30 days. During this time, we enjoyed everyone we had the opportunity to be blessed to be around. And at the end of our 30 days, we were to drive to Dallas-Fort Worth, where we flew out. During that time, when we flew out, we flew from Dallas-Fort Worth to Seattle, Washington, and all this was set up accommodations to spaceaid.gov. And with SpaceAid, they basically just set up all of our military flying and pretty much our agenda of how we were supposed to depart the United States going to Japan. And then in the process of them doing that, accommodated with help from Poppin.com, who also sets up your itinerary from once you leave outside of the United States. And with SpaceAid, they allotted my daughters and myself and my husband to get a free meal on the plane from Dallas to Seattle. And then we ran into bad weather, so they accommodated us with a hotel and a rental car, to take our children around and visit and sightsee. So that next morning, when we were able to fly out of Seattle, Washington, we flew from Seattle straight to Yokota Air Force Base, which again, that's where Poppin.com come in. And during that 14-hour flight, you would think with little children, they would be bored, just uneasy. It was completely different. They had the children set up with movie accommodations and meals. And these weren't just a little snack for them. These were actually like breakfast, lunch, dinner meals. And during that time, from once we got to Yokota, we unloaded, and I didn't know that we had to get everybody off of the plane. During this time, we had children that were asleep. So that was kind of an inconvenience, but then again, we had other military personnel that was able to help us get the children off of the plane. And once we loaded back onto the plane after being there an hour and a half in Yokota, we were able to get back onto the plane and continue our route to Kadena. At least that's what we were under the impression, until they put a map up for the children showing that we were supposed to stop at another base, which was Okinawa, which was a marine base, to drop off 3 people. Yeah, it's funny now that you think about it, but the children by that time were frustrated because they were into a movie they had just ate and they were ready to lay down. But they enjoyed getting off of the plane for that little 30 minutes because they let the children, instead of going into the facility, they let them run around the base. Again, that was also a part of Poppin.com. And then once we got back onto our flight, that's when we flew from Dakota, which was like almost 2 hours, to Kadena Air Force Base, where we landed there on the Air Force Base, which the children really loved because during that time the flights During that time, we landed on the flight line. They were able to see the aircrafts taking off and everything because, again, people were at work. So the children got to run around and play and hang out while we got everything off the aircraft and went through the process of customs and getting to know everyone that we're supposed to know to get to our TLF, which was our temporary lodging unit. Once we got to our lodging facility, the children and myself had a blast. I mean, they really accepted us over there, which some people were trying to persuade me differently, but especially with taking my children, that that's not how it was going to be, but it was completely wrong. When we got there, I mean, they welcomed my children with open arms, especially in the TLF. The ladies would speak Japanese to them and try to teach them things because school was getting ready to start in a couple of weeks. So once they started school there, they actually had the curriculum like we do here in the States, but 1 hour was taken out of it just for them to learn Japanese and speak Japanese for that 4 hours. So during that time, my children were able to learn their colors, their numbers 1 to 10, and how to write their name. And me, on the other hand, being at home with the baby, we got to do a lot of sightseeing on the beaches and throughout the town and city, and just see how people are completely respectable and honorable there, which that's one of the things I really love. So going to Japan, especially taking younger children, I highly recommend it. And I really appreciate spacea.gov and poppin.com for all of their knowledge and help with getting my children and my husband over from the United States to Japan safely. So I highly recommend, if you have the opportunity to take a trip to Japan, take it, because we loved it and I plan to go back in the near future. Again, my name is Marquita Mullins, and I'm just here to tell you about what to expect when flying from the United States to Japan. Thank you and have a nice day. And also, I would like to thank spacea.gov and poppin.com for allowing me to show you and use you for the details in my speech. Again, thank you. My name is Marquita Mullins.